PM reconfirms candidacy for 2023 election. PM Hun Sen has reconfirmed his candidacy for Prime Minister in the forthcoming general election in 2023. Fostering hopes. Cambodia resumes inter-country adoptions after 8-year hiatus. After a hiatus of 8 years, Cambodia has restarted the processing of inter-country adoption applications, after putting in place strict mechanisms to protect the children being sent abroad. Drug busts on synthetic drug trafficking and production on the rise, says DPM Sa Keng. Deputy Prime Minister Sa Keng, Minister of Interior, stated that the number of crackdowns and drug busts on production and distribution of synthetic drugs has increased dramatically throughout the country. KEP submits 6 entries for Best Beach Contest. The KEP Provincial Administration is entering Srey Sar, Rabbit, Angkor, and 3 other locations on Kopo Island for the competition to pick most beautiful beaches in the kingdom. Miss Universe Cambodia applications open tomorrow. Miss Universe Cambodia 2022 pageant will accept applications from contestants from tomorrow to April 30 at the Cambodia International Model Office, SIM, at the Olympia Mall in Phnom Penh. Siem Reap's lone animal rescuer ready to pack it in. She's a sort of the Lone Ranger amongst Siem Reap's busy animal and pet rescue community, and she's had enough, announcing she's ready to quit amongst a swell of death threat allegations and emotional claims that the dog meat trade has started up again. After Siem Reap historically became the first province to ban the dog meat trade in July 2020. Supreme Court upholds Indonesian drug trafficker's life term. The Supreme Court yesterday upheld the life sentence meted out to an Indonesian national for transporting more than 5 kilograms of meth from Laos into Cambodia via the border checkpoint in Stung Treng province in 2019. Cambodia to celebrate Book Day next week. Cambodia Book Day will be held from April 6 to 10 at Moradok Teko National Stadium, expecting to attract some 10,000 visitors. More entrapped call center victims, this time from Malaysia, seek Khmer Times assistance. Up to 100 Malaysian youth are being held captive in Cambodia by a syndicate that forces them to scam people online. This was revealed by Malaysian mainstream media New Straits Times, even when Khmer Times has been investigating this story since early March. Republic of Korea to build another hospital building in Cambodia. The government of the Republic of Korea through the Korea International Cooperation Agency (KOICA) will build a new 5-floor hospital building in the National Pediatric Hospital of Cambodia. Foreign Ministry calls for consideration of all sources for any assessment on Cambodia. Any assessment of Cambodia should take into account all sources of the assessment, underlined Secretary of State of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, MFAIC, Lai David in a recent meeting via video conference with Professor Vitit Muntabhorn, Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Cambodia, regarding the civic space, political rights and democracy. High tourist movement expected during Khmer New Year holiday as COVID-19 infections drop. The movement of domestic tourists, both national and international, is expected to be more active during the upcoming Khmer New Year holiday, which falls in mid-April. Arrival of China-donated jabs helps Cambodia's COVID-19 fight with more than 88% fully vaccinated. A plane carrying another batch of China-donated Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine arrived in the capital of Cambodia on Tuesday, amid the country's booster shots vaccination drive. Cambodia optimistic on Myanmar. Cambodia's Foreign Minister Prak Sokhonn has expressed optimism about upcoming missions to Myanmar to resolve the crisis there. Officials at Cambodia-Laos border to be on high alert for drug smuggling. The National Authority for Combating Drugs, NACD, said yesterday that the officials manning the Cambodian-Lao border have to be on high alert for cross-border drug peddlers, otherwise drugs can be easily smuggled into the country. Commune officials told to provide services without taking bribes. Commune officials have to provide better services to their local residents, and they cannot take bribes for the process, besides being responsible for the issuance of birth, marriage certificates, and residence books. UN rights envoy rapped over all-intrusive single-party rule remark. The permanent mission of Cambodia to the United Nations office in Geneva has hit back at UN's rights envoy to Cambodia, Vitit Muntarbhorn, who told the UN Human Rights Council that the civic and political space in the kingdom has receded and regressed due to what is effectively an all-intrusive, single-party rule. Short rainfall amid start of dry season, a blessing for farmers. People in Cambodia will experience rain, which started yesterday and will continue until April 5 due to the low pressure from South China Sea. Chinese drug trafficker jailed for 22 years. Phnom Penh Municipal Court sentenced a Chinese man to 22 years in prison yesterday for possessing and trafficking nearly 8 kilograms of drugs, including ice, MDMA and ketamine. Journalists urged to keep public informed of MLC's goals and achievements. Journalists should be connected to Mekong region information, including the shared river and shared future, besides familiarizing and updating them on the Mekong-Lancang Cooperation, MLC, an economic cooperation framework among 6 member countries, China, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. Supreme Court hears appeal of ex-official jailed for fraud. The Supreme Court yesterday heard the appeal of a former government official who was jailed 3 years for fraud and also for issuing bounced checks. Strict traffic law enforcement see drop in deaths and injuries. The 2-year implementation of tough and aggressive traffic law enforcement has seen results with a significant drop in road accident deaths and injuries, said Interior Minister Sa Keng on his Facebook page yesterday. Government urged to protect elephants and their habitats. Elephant conservationists in Mondulkiri province have appealed to the government to protect elephants and preserve forests. The call comes amid growing concern over the killing of elephants for their tusks and other parts. Siem Reap back in business with group arrivals. A new Siem Reap hospitality-based company made its international debut this month by hosting 80 students from Singapore's INSEAD Business University for 4 nights and 5 days in Siem Reap. Vietnam supports Cambodia's insurance linkage initiative in ASEAN. Vietnamese Minister of Labour, Invalids and Social Affairs Daong Ngoc Dung voiced support for Cambodia's initiatives on building a declaration on insurance linkage within ASEAN and promoting the potential of women in business, peace and security. At the 27th ASEAN Socio-Cultural Cultural Community (ASCC) Council meeting on March 30. CHRC kickstarts ASEAN meeting with focus on human rights promotion. Cambodia Human Rights Committee (CHRC) did not speak on the Myanmar crisis, but instead focused on ASEAN's Human Rights Achievement 2021 and strategic plans on the first day of the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights (AICHR) 34th meeting being held via video conference from yesterday to Friday. $1.2 billion Korean loan for Cambodia's priority projects. The South Korean government has pledged an additional concession loan package of $1.2 billion to finance a number of priority projects in Cambodia. CMAA, Amcham Sign Mu on Pi Veng Demening. The Cambodian Mine Action and Victim Assistance Authority, CMAA, plans to declare Phra Veng as a mine-free province the second, after Kep province. Cambodian lawmaker awarded with Japan's 2021 Spring Conferment of Decoration. Chin Van, a member of the National Assembly of Cambodia, was awarded with the Order of the Rising Sun, Gold, and Silver Star from the Government of Japan. ASEAN COVID-19 Table 31 March 2022. ASEAN as a whole has reported more than 29.08 million COVID-19 cases. Of this, more than 3 million are active cases as of March 31.